All right. So at this point, we're all pros at staring awkwardly at each other's faces while we're getting ready to kickstart an event. So I think we can end that portion of the program. So it's great. Dr. Pete, it's great to see Creighton Pete on the line, the Media Project Center Director. We have Mac, who is in Namibia from PEI. Fantastic that you could be here with us.
Thanks. Hi, guys.
I see Tuba, also from PEI in Namibia. It's great that you could be joining us too. And we'll see who else kind of filters through as we keep going. All right, let's get started. Let's do this. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for showing up, everyone watching on YouTube and elsewhere. This really is a celebration of student work under unusual circumstances, and so but it's, I think, really fitting that for us to be able to come together like this and celebrate such excellent work. Before we get started, there's some people that'll be watching that are not really familiar with WPI programs, in particular the unique project-based learning programming that happens at WPI. Perhaps you don't even know what WPI stands for. And so we thought maybe to start off, we could have my esteemed co-advisor, Ken Stafford, give us a little bit of a background about the WPI project-based learning programming.
Thanks, Joe. Happy to do that, and welcome to this presentation. Worcester Polytechnic Institute is renowned for its high level of technology and science and engineering education, but the history of the school is rather fascinating, how we arrived at this project today. In the mid-'60s, the university had recognized after about 100 years that it was becoming just like every other technological university. And the president set up a commission that says we need to do something innovative, something different, reinvent how we teach, educate technicians, technology, engineers, scientists, so they can really function much better in society. And so they developed this thing called the WPI plan, and one of the key elements of it were 3 projects that were required for graduation. This one we're talking about today is the center, probably the most distinct project when you compare it to any other university, and it's called the Interactive Qualifying Project. It's normally done your junior year. It is the equivalent of 3 full courses. Although traditionally, like this group, they've all done it in one period. It can be dispersed over a year or so, but this was all done mostly in one period. We had a little prep work the term beforehand, but this one's unique in that the teams are composed of 4 people normally, 3 to 4 people, and the one feature is they won't almost purposely not be in the same major, and in fact, their project will have very little to do with their actual academic major. This is about understanding how you can apply the principles of technology and your science and engineering backgrounds to solve real social problems. And so it's the intersection of societal problems with high technology. And over the years, this is morphed to the point now we have over 50 project centers dispersed around the world. Namibia, of course, is what this project group represents, and that's one of ours that has been very successful and done a lot of really good work thanks to Creighton Pete and others who got it started. And those project centers are dispersed over 31 countries, 6 continents, 31 countries. But because of this particular environment we're in right now, these teams have been dispersed over, I don't know, like 7 or 8 states. Not quite the same thing as we were hoping for, but this, what you're hearing today, is the culmination of their efforts to really learn a bit more about social research, but also just use their engineering and their technological state of mind to solve problems which not only educate them but also, and more importantly, probably provide an impact on their sponsors or people that they intend the presentation to go. So I join Joe in being thrilled to introduce this incredibly talented group that has managed so well to transition from being all together in Namibia to being separated all over the country. So stand by and you're going to see some pretty good stuff. Joe?
Great, thanks, Ken. I'd just like to kind of follow Ken in his last statements there by expressing some of the additional challenges and resiliency that this crew has demonstrated over the course of 2 terms. So back in January, we started together in a preparatory class called ID 2050 to prepare projects to get ready to go to Namibia and execute. It involved extensive background reading, methodological decision-making, plan to actually execute it on the ground, a lot of legwork. All of that was really upended when we were forced to have to cancel the Global Projects programs. So I kind of want everyone to appreciate the fact that not only were students, the cohort that you're about to see the presentations from, mourning that loss, but were needed to demonstrate flexibility to be able to create something new, sense opportunity in these changes. And I think that the work that you're about to see reflects the very best of that. It isn't to say that there wasn't a lot of disappointment, but they embraced the challenge and really did a fine job of scoping out new projects that could be executed, that could deliver impact on organizations, not just an exercise and getting a graduation requirement out of the way, but actually could it have real world impact? That was a decision that was a key point that all of the students that you're going to hear from stressed that they wanted these new projects, to be able to do. And so that degree or that requirement of needing to be flexible is something that they all were able to demonstrate in spades. So with that said, we had, of the original 6 projects that were to be done with sponsors in Namibia, only 2 were actually able to be done remotely. The remaining 4 had to create new projects from scratch. And so I guess with all of that context, I would like to get us started in this celebration of incredible student work.